My name is Katarina Forrester. Michelle Stone is the author of The Iguana Tree, lives in Spartanburg, South Carolina. She grew up on the coast of South Carolina. She was awarded the South Carolina Fiction Project Award in 2011. She went to Commerce College and Clemson University. I like everything about the book except for the ending. Hector and Leah are married. They live in Mexico. Well, Hector decides that he's going to go to America. Well, on his way to America, he meets Miguel. They have to cross America in the bottom of a transfer truck. When they get to America, they go to South Carolina to go live with Pablo, which is Miguel's cousin. Hector gets a job on a tree farm working for Lucas and Elizabeth. And Lucas gives Hector a truck, but he just has to pay $100, and he has to make sure it's kept up. Meanwhile, Lilia is at home in Mexico waiting on Hector to send money to come and get her so she can cross into America with their daughter. Well, Emmanuel decides that he's going to pay for Lilia and their daughter to cross. Well, since Lilia's grandmother had died, she decided that she was going to take his offer and she was going to go and have this free ride to America so nobody would have to pay. Well, on the way there, she gets raped and she has to hand over her daughter. Well, when she crosses to America, her daughter doesn't show up. She has to cut and color her hair, and then she has to clean up this blood because somebody has gotten shot in front of her. Well, she calls Hector to come and get her. When Hector gets there, he beats her because he finds out that Alejandra, which is their daughter, is not there with her. So they go back to South Carolina, and Elizabeth, which is Hector's boss, goes and calls foster homes in Texas to see if anybody has found them. Well, nobody has seen her or anything. So, meanwhile, Lilia goes to work with Hector on the tree farm. Well, then Elizabeth offers to get Lilia in classes at a church that's going to teach her English. Well, Miguel goes and works with them because his boss at the vegetable farm has decided that he is going to sell his land. Well, one day, Miguel decides that he's going to ask Hector if he can borrow his truck. Well, when he goes to borrow his truck, he gets into a wreck on the way to the store to go get some parts that he needs to fix some things on the farm. Well, Lucas and Elizabeth show up at Pablo's house, which is Miguel's cousin. So they see that Lilia and Hector are still at the house. So they get them and they go to the wreck site. Well, Miguel decides, or gets into this wreck. He hits a bridge and goes over the side of the bridge and falls into the water below. And when he falls into the water below, he can't swim. Well, there's a couple guys out on a boat, and they go to save him. So, meanwhile, Hector and Lilia are getting confronted by a cop. Well, they go to jail, and Miguel has to fly to the hospital in Charleston on a helicopter because he is badly injured. Well, Hector and Lilia have to go back to Mexico because they're here illegally. So, Lucas and Elizabeth try and fight to keep them here, but they can't do anything because they crossed without anybody knowing. So they go to jail, and then one morning they have to get up and they go to, they get on a bus, and then they go to an airport. Well, Lilia and Hector haven't talked much since she crossed into America because of what she's done. So then, whenever they go to get on this plane, they finally start talking, but they go back to Mexico, and they still have not found their daughter.